Hey, welcome to the first video of 2026, Growing with Sarah. I wanted to get some footage because we are in a little bit of a transition where we just had like tulips and daffodils and stuff really just starting to emerge out of the ground, which is exciting for me, but kind of probably a little bit depressing to put on a video because it it looks harsh here in the winter. You know, when you're coming out of winter in northern Wisconsin, zone 4, some say zone 5. I don't believe it. There's pockets of zone 5 around here because we are coastal to Lake Superior, just about a half a mile off of Lake Superior. But zone 4 is what I go with. Anyways, it looks sad. It's like, okay, yeah, I can show you these little things popping up out of the ground, but you're gonna be not impressed at all. So now we have pretty much everything is up, leafing out, and the daffodils and the tulips have gone over. We're going to be about 81, maybe up to 85 degrees today, which is pretty warm for us this time of year. So I wanted to catch everything this morning before everything starts to kind of lay down and get moody about the heat. So we're going to start on the porch, per usual, and I have plants on the porch per usual. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here. All right, so I just have, this is not that bad actually. I started beets and turnips and then never got them in the ground, so they're all dead. Pay no attention to that. I have a problem where I cannot pass up a clearance hosta, and I got these at Walmart the other day for $3 a piece. I do not care if the hosta has a name. I do not care if the hosta is looking almost completely dead. I just don't care. If it's on clearance, I'm going to get it. If it's a deal, it's a deal. I also have some primrose. I found a really great greenhouse near me this year called Tetzner's, and they're a greenhouse. They're like a family farm. They're a greenhouse. They're a dairy. They sell their products here locally in our grocery stores. I didn't realize that they had a greenhouse, but they do, and it is fantastic. I mean, they sell everything. Most of the greenhouses around here are pretty seasonal. They sell proven winners, maybe a couple of things that they start from seed themselves. This place is jam-packed with stuff. I mean, you can tell, like, it's one of those, this is a little runny. It's one of those greenhouses that you walk in and they have like huge plants that you know they've had for probably a decade, if not more, just all over the place. And like somebody who loves to grow runs that greenhouse. And so they have just a ton of stuff that you're not going to find anywhere else. And I was so happy to, I mean, it is tucked out in the middle of nowhere, on your way to Bayfield. And I don't even know what the name of that little town is called. Maybe Renshaw? Anyways, it's just like over the hill and out a little ways, it kind of into the country. And it's beautiful and I love it. I found it and I went and I took my kids and then I went and I've got a new dog. Oh, I gotta show you guys Romeo, so we'll do that towards the end. Anyways, he goes everywhere with me. So, yeah. Anyways, I found they grow primrose, which is awesome. This is the Princessa mix. So primrose is hardy in my area, and I have a nice little shade area here that the primrose does really well in. Up by the beginning of my walk, I'll show you the stuff that's already established there. I also got Jacob's Ladder there. And this doesn't say a variety or anything like that, just that it is, you know, Jacob's Ladder, Polemonium, whatever the Latin name is there. So I was excited to find that because you never find anything like that around here either. They also had a ton of peppers and different things like hot peppers that they start themselves. Just someone who's interested in growing, and it made me really happy to find that. So I have all my containers done for the most part. I'm going to be doing my rail planters up here because we're putting some shade block and stuff like that up in the back so we can enjoy the porch back there a little bit more. But my theme for my planters this year for all my containers is the red, white, and blue because of the 250. So I have some begonias in here, some lamium, polka dot plant there. I forget what that's actually called. Hypoestes? Yeah, Splash Select. Anyways, that'll do really nice there. I may end up throwing some more stuff in there if I find stuff on clearance at Walmart, because you know I do. And then for the upper baskets, I do also have, did I call this lamium? That's not what that is. It's, oh my gosh. Why can't I think? Lobelia. Sorry, I've got lamium on the brain because I do have new lamium in the garden too, and I was just watering it. So up here I have the new Proven Winners. Like, I don't have anything against Proven Winners, guys. It's just that it gets a little boring when that's all you have to choose from. So Surefire Cascade Red, I believe these are new this year, begonias, and these are, you know, they can do. Proven Winners is fantastic for the sun to shade on their begonias. And then I also have a lobelia in here. And then I have a impatient in the center, which will grow up to about a foot, 10 inches or so. And be my center piece on those. Which when I do the hanging baskets, I really don't want them to have like that thriller, spiller, filler thing. I mean, more I want them to mound than I want there to be like a fully upright thing in the middle that just kind of sprays out. Although we'll have to see what these impatiens do. I think they should create a nice mound in the center. Like they should just mound out really nice right over the top of this, like, you know, so then you have the blue and the red. Anyways, we'll see how that goes. If they don't, I do have some other stuff that I can stick in there. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, so the right now the Brunnera is all flowered. It looks great. You know, the plants are very small when they first come out, and the flowers come on. I love these flowers. They are so gorgeous. I love the forget-me-not look, and I actually had some forget-me-nots pop up in my shade garden over here, you guys. It's some sort of English tufted forget-me-not in white and blue that I've never seen before in my garden. Came up out here. I'll show you guys those. I was so excited. I did like a Google search on it. The maidenhair fern looks beautiful. The Rainbow's End hosta coming back beautiful. Even got some new fresh stuff there. That's on both sides. This is a guacamole hosta that I got at Home Depot when I was up there, not on clearance, but a really beautiful plant that I can at least get two out of. This is another one that I got up at Home Depot. That's goat's beard. That's a nice short one. This Brunnera is on it. These on this side are a Jack of Diamonds, so this one and this one. And I did get both of these plants on clearance at Walmart last year for like $5 a piece. So they have done spectacular. Look at that over the Fire Island hosta. Oh my God. It's perfection. It's absolute perfection. I'm in love. All my hostas are up. I did do some revamping here with the hostas last year. Everything looks great. I got a few new ferns. So this is Fronds Forever. Again, I got this at Home Depot. I went to Home Depot in Duluth, which is about an hour and a half from me, that Home Depot, and did a big haul there. So this guy is not in his prime, but it's going to be beautiful there. And I also got some of the crested surf Japanese ferns too. So I have one here and one here. Okay, we're not going to go down this way, but the astilbes are popping. Bleeding hearts have been in flower for a while now. They look gorgeous, especially with the Brunnera. It's just, I love that. I love that. And then with that Fire Island popping back there, I'm going to get more of those Fire Islands. I'm really loving that this year. Let's see. This is a new Brunnera that I got this year. Looking Glass? Oh gosh, I can't remember. Okay, these came from Home Depot as well. I think it's Looking Glass. It's just more of the silver coverage as opposed to this, which is more sort of veiny. Really beautiful. The Pulmonaria has been in bloom for a little while now. Those are some of the first flowers that pop out here. I've got some columbines popping up all over the place in here, here. Ooh, this one's it's got a flower bud. That's awesome. I think that's one of the Barlows. Lamium from last year, doing really fantastic. The Trillium came back. Looks great. Very happy with that. No flowers yet. It takes Trillium years really to get established and to flower, but I'm more than willing to wait. I do have another Maidenhair fern here. Right now we only have one frond. I'm hoping more pop up, but one means life, so I'll take it. There's the other Rainbows and Hosta. I love these. I love them so much. Some Astilbe starting to pop in here. Crocus that have gone over and gotten eaten. This is August Moon, I believe. That one's late. I do have some Bleeding Hearts in here. I have the Japanese painted fern there, the ghost fern. Some more Astilbes back here that do look like they've been picked at a little bit by the rabbits, but I've been spraying pretty religiously this year, trying to stay on top of it. But you'll see on some of the hostas that they've nibbled. They have nibbled. Moolala. Gosh, they just love to eat this plant. Every year, I don't think I've ever had a year where this plant wasn't damaged. They have just, I spray the heck out of this plant. Something about this really attracts the bunnies. So it'll be half leafed all year. Have just a few little of the oh gosh, what the heck are those called? They're like hyacinth. We're gonna call them hyacinth, the little hyacinths. And muscari. That's it, muscari. This little patch has been here since I moved in. It's so cute. It's very sweet. I'm not going to move it. It spreads just a little bit every year. And that little blue pop on the corner of the house, I love it. So this is more Pulmonaria. I'm pretty sure the Pulmonaria that I have is Pinkaboo. I got it at a plant sale. I had one big chunk of it up there, and I separated it out into 3 chunks last year. So all 3 came back very nicely. I'm happy with that because I was a little bit nervous, and when I pulled it and broke it up, some had roots, some didn't, and you know how that goes. And I was kind of in panic mode with it, hoping I hadn't killed it. I don't mind the weeds in here because I have not come in and done any weeding in this front garden yet. But here are some of my more established primrose. This side really struggled, so this was the only one that came back this year, but I used to have 3 kind of up around the alliums here. So I replaced with this and this and this, and these 3 are the Princessa mix. Same thing on this side. Get my shadow out of there. But these ones are struggling a little bit harder. They get a little more sunshine. And these 2 are my more established ones. They've gone over a little bit. You can see they're getting finished. But these will actually, if we have a cool spring and early start to summer, these will bloom for a good month. And I might even get a rebloom. Just depends on how our summer goes, really. This is a shadier part of the garden. It's mostly just morning sun. Okay, so then in these planters, I have tags on this one, so let's go here. I have the Scaevola. Focus. For the blue in the back, and then I have some Dusty Miller, and I have some white petunias that I started from seed, and I have, they're very hard to see because they're tiny, but I have some red geraniums that I started from seed this year. So that's the red, white, and blue for those pots. So the daffodils are all done. All the early daffs and the early tulips are done. I have to come in and sort of clean up some of these heads for the later daffodils. I don't have any more daffs that are going to bloom. I have a few more tulips that will bloom, but the daffodils are definitely done. This is new this year. This is White Profusion Salvia. I got 3 of those. Also got those up on my Home Depot haul. They had a ton of Proven Winter stuff for like $7. So even though it wasn't on clearance, it was a pretty decent price for, like pots, like gallon pots at $7. I really was just like, well, I can't beat that. Not going to beat that anywhere. So I've got that. I'm going to cut those back so we get a nice fresh summer flush here. You know how when you buy plants like that, they're already blooming. But I'm also keeping a really close eye on my Boom Chocolata geranium, because this one is also one that the deer love. Like the deer come from far and near to eat this plant. And I think they ate it like 4 times last year. And it suffered. I mean, it lived, obviously, but it suffered, and I didn't get good flowers off of it. And the blue color of these flowers is just mind-blowing, really. This is my Painted Lady Iris. They're very gorgeous. They did get eaten down a lot by the bunnies. Or it could have been a deer because it was pretty much like, shaved, but I think it might have been bunnies. I don't think I've had a deer yet this year, because the damage that deer do is so catastrophic, where the bunnies nibble. So, and I know that I had a mother rabbit with about 8 babies because she had them in one of my big planters on the side of the house and scared the ever-living crap out of me when I went to go clean it out. So she's been moving them around, and I know they're out here nibbling. So this got nibbled down pretty early on. I'm hoping that we'll still get flowers. I'm hoping. Let's see. Anything else that's new? Oh, okay. So I moved my Violet Queen Salvia up here. This was in the back. It gets huge. It's gorgeous. It's a native plant to this area, I think. The salvias are everywhere. And where I had it, it was just too big. So I brought it out here. It can spray all over the place. I'm totally fine with that. It'll look gorgeous out here in the yard, in the front yard. I also added hellebores this year. So this one dried out and the leaves died. But I'm hoping that the root system did not. So I'm keeping it in there. I'm letting it do its thing and overwinter. Now, of course, I'm not going to get any flowers off of these things this year anyways. But let's see, I got, this one is wedding bells. Hopefully, I bought 2 of each, so there's another like trio over there. This one is Rome in Red. I'm really taking a chance with these hellebores because I just don't know how they do around here. Now, all of these say that they can handle zone 4, but we'll see. Okay, and this one is First Dance. I love hellebores. I mean, they're so gorgeous. Oh, there's Autumn Moon coming up right there as well. That's my very last hosta to pop. Here's another one of those. Looking Glass, I think, is what those ones are. This is Queen of Hearts. I've got some more Columbine in here. This is Miss America hosta. She's beautiful. I've got some... gosh, I forget what these little bushes are called. This heuchera is gorgeous. I'm definitely going to bust this one up this year and try to get more of it in this area. It loves it here. I just got to kind of stay in this area because if you come over to this side, it gets too sunny for this limey green color of heuchera. I had another one here and it burned every year. So this one, I am going to bust it up and I'm going to sort of fill in over here with it. Spirea, that's what those are. And I think they are Rainbow Splash or I'm not sure what the names are on those. But let me see if I have a tag on this one. Nope, that's for my clematis. Okay, this is Festiva Maxima Peony that I have moved. I planted this the first year I was in the house. This is my 5th year in the house. And I had it in the wrong spot. And then I just moved it over here last year. And I'm pretty excited because it looks like we're going to get a flower on it, which isn't too bad considering it has just been transplanted and not really flowered before. I added some lupin this year. This is also from the Home Depot haul. So I got a white, a yellow, and a blue and white. Those should be really pretty there. I don't know if this is really the time of year that they'll actually flower. They just already had flower buds on them when I bought them. But lupin are like wildflowers here. I think they usually bloom around mid-June, and you see them in like all the ditches along the roadside, and they're really gorgeous. So I've got those. What else? Nepeta looks fantastic. A couple of later tulips in here. Just like the parrot ones are later, but up this side you can see the remnants of the early tulips. These are all done. They're all blown out. I got to come in and clean them up, but they're still like colorful from a distance, so I leave them as long as I can. And I just cut back the stems and let the foliage die back as it will. This space is really, I don't know. It needs more. There's a hydrangea in here. It looks great. I just planted this last year. And there's some daylilies in here. I just don't know. And here's the big volunteer for this year is the Triloba Rudbeckia. So I typically have triloba in the middle back here, and it blooms in the fall, and it's gorgeous, very tall, taller than me, so like 5-6 feet. I'm 5'3", and just sprays of yellow up against the red house. It's gorgeous. It's like that last burst of color before the end of the year. And it self-seeds. Last year it did not self-seed anywhere, and I thought for sure I wasn't going to get it again in my garden. This year it is everywhere. It's basically a weed. I have to come in and dig up what is here and move it to the back of this border, and I may even move it into other places because I have so much of it everywhere, which I'm not complaining about because it's gorgeous and I love it. It's going to make a really gorgeous fall. This is Sky Dancer salvia here. She's getting ready to bloom. Those I started from seed a few years ago. Oh, here's more of the triloba. The basket of fruit is coming up very nicely. All my lilies are coming up beautiful. I am spraying my lilies because I have the scarlet lily beetle pretty bad here, and it does this damage, like where it puts holes in everything, and then last year it was all over these and I didn't really know what it was, and this year I looked it up. I am spraying chemicals on my lilies specifically to handle them because lilies are my very favorite flower of all time. I named my daughter Lily and I have a ton of them, and I'm adding more of different types of lilies in my garden, and I'm just not willing to let these bugs, because here's one right here. Show you guys. That is a scarlet lily beetle, and it is a destroyer of lilies. It doesn't just take a few nibbles. It will destroy this plant 100%, and I can't tolerate that. So it's a fight to the death. Here's more triloba. I've got irises are starting to pop, so this is really coming through nicely this year, where the tulips and the daffodils are just about to finish and the iris are starting to come on. I got this new Dicentra. That's the Proven Winners bleeding heart that can take the sun. So even though this is the north side of my house, so it's not exactly sunny, it is pretty sunny right here, so for bleeding heart. So I have that here. I'm doing the King Tut grass in these containers. I got these at a greenhouse. They were already in kind of tough shape, but they're putting on a lot of new growth at the bottom, so they should be gorgeous. I'm not really sure what else I'm going to put in there around the bottom yet. I just don't know. Oh, the black scallop ajuga is starting to flower. Now, I know that ajuga spreads, and you can kind of see here, this one is coming out into the grass. Triloba, also coming out into the grass. Triloba. Triloba. It's wild. But it's really done beautifully well here for me. I like it, and this is a very weedy bed, and it would just take a lot of time for me to be able to come in here and control what's happening in this bed between the grass and the like Creeping Charlie and all that stuff. So I don't mind that if this wants to kind of take over. It's prettier. There's going to be some sort of weed situation in here no matter what. And I don't have the energy to fight it. So prettier plants want to take over, that's fine with me. Oh, there's Lily. Speaking of my favorite flower. The hydrangeas in here are doing gorgeous. I have some new alliums that are coming up in here. They're going to be so pretty with the iris as well. You can see the daffs are done here. These tulips are blown out. I've got some heuchera in here. This really does need to be edged up. I am going to bring this bed out to about here. I have it already kind of dug there, and I'm going to come in and edge this out. Triloba. Here's some that I already transplanted. They look a little sad, but they're just fine. I'm being crybabies about it, but they're just fine. Here's another lily that you can see more of that beetle damage on. And they will just continue to go and go and go doing this. You can see I got to these late, but at least I got to them before the flowers. I have to come out and spray once a week. Triloba all over the place in here. Triloba. More of the big alliums. I don't know, I think this Millennium, maybe? I don't remember. But those are nice tall ones. Some lilies I've been able to get to before the beetles. Got some irises ready to pop right here. Everything coming up good. These are the species tulips. I got these as a free plant when I ordered my Egyptian walking onions from Baker Creek. How sweet is that? They've done really well right there. And this is, I think, Coral Charm or Hawaiian Coral Peony here. We're going to get 2 blooms on that one. Very excited for that. Kitchen garden is a little different this year. I put grow block down. I'm doing all my tomatoes in the ground. I'm doing all my zinnias in the ground. I'm going to put the cattle panels running east to west. 2 on this side, 2 on that side. I have a lot of cauliflower this year because we want to pickle cauliflower. So that's what's under these white cages. I'm just trying to keep things safe from the deer as they get settled in. I just put in this yellow crookneck summer squash. That's the same one that I did last year. I have seeds for it, so I'll use it till they're gone. This plant is a beast. It is a monster of a plant. And I have it in this bed in particular because of that, because this is my weediest bed. I really have to fight the grass in this bed. So I'm going to let the squash do the work for me because it will take right over. I've got some stock in here that I also got from that Tetzner's greenhouse. She had stock. She had sweet peas. I got sweet peas. She had artichokes. I got some artichokes. I mean, she had tons of stuff. So this is not fully planted out yet. I did start some dahlias. I'm on a little bit of a dahlia kick this year. I was able to overwinter my dahlia tubers for the first time ever in a little like 6-pack refrigerator. And I was like, oh my gosh, and now I know how to do that and I can just buy lots of dahlias. So I did. And some of these are dahlias that I overwintered, like the Mount Hood. Those are Mount Hood ones that I overwintered from last year. And these are new ones that I got at Walmart. These are White Perfection that I got at Walmart. And then some I got from Swan Island. Some I got from Menards. Some I got from other flower farms. And is that... Oh, I thought that was Lola's yard again. Okay, we got people mowing, so we're going to finish this up. But speaking of Egyptian walking onions, I did have to dig those because I did water these today, Lil. They need to get back in the ground. But Egyptian walking onions, they spread. They're not lying when they say Egyptian walking. Walking is the point there. I have these little pop-ups on top of here because I have new strawberries in here. I also have some cauliflower in here, and I just between the rabbits and the deer, it's a fight. So I'm trying lots of different stuff, and I have my greenhouse set up. Don't mind the dog pool. So everything has gotten moved out here to my little greenhouse that my mother purchased for me years ago. And I have this black netting on the floor in here that I kind of puff up at night to keep the deer and the rabbits out. That's how I'm protecting my greenhouse plants. There's some hanging baskets with strawberries down there. Those are getting settled in. And then I just have some different stuff in here. There's a big old bumblebee in here who refuses to leave. Lots of tomatoes. These are all started from seed except for this one. And these 4 are some Wisconsin 55s that I got at that greenhouse. Some petunias that I started from seed, basil from seed, more petunias, more dahlias. A lot of everything that's left in here is from Swan Lake. Diva, Cafe au lait. Oh, I love Cafe au lait. Platinum Blonde, that one's new to me. Star Child, this is one of my all-time favorite dahlias. It just blooms and blooms. It's not really one that you can cut, but it's gorgeous for the landscape, and it looks like a star. It's not like a big full dinner plate like a Cafe au lait. Voodoo, that voodoo that you do, smooches. What's this one is Sweet Nectar. Oh, where's my tag? This Platinum Bond. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Sweet Nectar. So those are just waiting to get out. I'm gonna do all the dahlias in grow bags so I can control the moisture level and stuff like that, because my ground is clay. And I found that some of them last year really appreciated the clay, like the Lavender Perfection really appreciated the clay, but other ones like the Lights Out down there in that one did not. It just never got to flower. It didn't enjoy the water and nutrient it was getting. So I can control that a little bit better in the grow bags and get that started. And I have a few more in the house that I just got home, just got planted, and but you'll see those as the summer goes on. Okay, so that was just a quick little walk around that I wanted to do for you guys, again, like before things start to lay down, because it is going to be kind of warm today. I did water already this morning. Oh, you know what, let's just quick look at these containers here. So again, red, white, and blue. The blue Bacopa, these are a red and white dahlia that I got again at that little greenhouse. So this is a small dahlia. And then I have petunias and geraniums that I started from seed. I did the denim wave, white wave. These are red geraniums. Lily has these cute little cherry pots that she got at Walmart with a, what kind of mint is this again? Indian mint. It smells amazing. And this lavender also smells amazing, of course. And then we'll most likely have basil in here too, like the purple ball. So this is going to smell amazing. And then Lily also got me some calla lily bulbs just from Menards earlier in the year. And we got those started. Those are purple, I think Grape Magic or something they're called. Grape Velvet, yes. So those will be beautiful for our blue. Then I have the red geranium and the white wave petunias that I started from seed this year. Sorry I used your hori hori. Well, I didn't have anything out here this morning.
Somebody else's hori hori.
These tulips are almost done. The daffodils are coming on. I've got some really pretty little miniature irises that are planted here. This whole area is going to get revamped. I really want to sort of take this pretty far out. Like I want to extend this bed around and up here, and then just like the length of the stairs is grass with maybe some stepping stones put in and leading into the kitchen garden, and maybe leading off to the pathway there. So yeah, that's a big job. I don't know if I'm going to get that done this year or not, but that is what's in my head. And then I have this other miniature iris over here, and some larger irises on this side as well, daylilies, just some stuff that's stuck in here, and some hydrangeas. I'm probably going to move these. These are the candelabras. They just, I mean, they're pretty, but they don't really float my boat right here. And I forgot to show you guys the tufted forget-me-not. So let's just quick. So I'm walking down here one day, just walking down my garden path, and I see these pretty little blue flowers, and these are actually fairly faded at this point. They were a little bit darker when they first came out, and I'm like, what is that? And I look over here, and here they are in white, and I was like, that's definitely nothing that I've planted. And the only thing that's different is that Lola had her grandson come through and really hack at these maple trees this year, so I don't have as much shade over here. Is the only thing I can think of, but I have no idea where these came from. If they have always been here, what the heck? They're gorgeous. I'm going to dig them. I'm letting them do their flower. There's like one plant of the white and one plant of the blue, which I'm trying to be really careful not to step on. And I'm going to dig these and put them in, this is a mess here, but get them into my sort of woodland garden theme here on the south side of the house. Somewhere, again, English tufted forget-me-not just popping up in my garden. What lucky day. Okay, so that really is it. Just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of what's going on in the beginning of June, end of May, beginning of June. I hope you guys are having great garden success already this year, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.